Hey everyone, thank you for choosing to spend time out of your day to listen to today's episode. I'm your host Zachary Aird, and let's get this playing. So tonight's episode, we are in Kansas City, Missouri, and finally made it to the Sweet 16.
Yes, sir.
And this is our point guard, Joshua Rivers. So yeah, Josh, just introduce yourself. I've already did, but yeah, introduce yourself and who you are as a person and as a basketball player.
Well, like Zach said, my name is Joshua Rivers. I'm from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I've lived there my whole life. I started playing basketball, around, maybe 5 or so.
Pretty young.
Yeah, pretty young, But I never even really knew I was going to go to college. That's crazy. But, start over.
No, we good.
Oh, okay, that's what it said.
No, that's gonna. Yeah, I like how you said that though, because a lot of us are like, yeah, like we're kind of all those kind of kids that were like not go to college. There's no hope, and you kept telling us like, dang, it's crazy that you have a degree, you have, basketball to fall back on, and we love that you joined our team. Like, so what was that like? Because I remember seeing you at Open Gym, and I was like, oh, a grad transfer? Like, I've never heard of that. So, yeah, like, tell me how that was like, being a grad transfer.
Well, as soon as my season ended at McPherson, the coaches that hit me up, just telling me that they needed a point guard and that I kind of fitted the role for them, and that they had a point guard, but they didn't know if he's going to be able to play or not. So just thinking about that and thinking that was in Arizona. I've never been to Arizona, and I seen the way you guys play, the fast pace, and I loved it,
Yeah.
And so when I first got down here, I mean, it was a change for me. I'm not gonna cap. I was kind of depressed for a minute because I didn't really know anybody. The only person I really knew was Wes, and so I go to the gym, like I didn't know if I really fit in or not, but you guys like really like did a great job of making me feel comfortable with you guys. And it was tough because I thought I was ready for the style of play, but I really wasn't. Because once I got to running, playing with you guys, I was like, okay, this is kind of different.
It's new.
Yeah.
Because you said that you're McPherson. You kind of said like it was half court, right?
Yeah,
it was half
court. Slow pace.
Okay. And then now coming to Ottawa, it's like run and gun.
Yeah, run and gun.
20 seconds with the shot clock, still we get a shot off.
Yeah.
Like so at McPherson, it was like try to get the whole shot clock kind of.
Yeah, at McPherson, we tried to shoot the ball around like 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like we'll work the ball all the way down to like 10 seconds or even less, you know. And come here, at McPherson, I was like the guy, So just coming here, it really kind of humbled me because I knew I wasn't going to be that guy, but I also had the mindset of like I want to win. Yeah. And that's something that I haven't did in my career. We had some successful seasons, but I never really made it to like the championship of a conference championship.
Like how far we did.
Yeah. And so that was just surreal for me. And I would say the most challenging thing that happened to me was just fitting into my role.
Okay.
Yeah, like it
with
was
anything.
Yeah, it was just it was hella complicated.
Yeah, I exactly, because you're coming in, still old, like you have all the wisdom of a basketball player, and then coming in, you're like, oh, you can help still. And because people don't realize that like you're trying to fit into a role that you're taking a step back, but really it's like you got to come off, and now it's like their second string point guard like is done for when you come out. So it's like it's just great to see when our subs come in, like the 3 subs come in. Like I think it's like by the time this video gets posted, yeah, so no one can really scout us anymore. Yeah, but yeah, like the 16-minute mark, it's so special to see. Like, dang, like we still have another unit that's still. But I love that you said that because other schools you always see a 1-man dude, give it to the big man, a 4-man that can shoot it, like be like a KD. Right. But our team is like we have 8 solid dudes that can hoop. Yeah, we're all lethal. Like I always wanted to see what other teams scouted us. because like how would they say like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean you can't really pinpoint like a certain
target.
player. Like, yeah, we're gonna stop him.
Yeah.
Make the others,
Yeah.
shoot the ball. Because I mean, all of us can score. All of us can do a
Mhm.
little bit of both. And I mean, it's going to be. It was going to be hard to. How can I put it? It was going to be hard to
Say it, man. Say it. No filter. No, I'm just kidding.
It was. I think it would be very hard to stop a team like us, just
Yeah.
because I mean nobody's really used to our style of play.
No one.
Nobody's
No
used
one.
to it. And me coming in, coach was saying like, yeah, nobody's really used to our style of play, and I'm just kind of saying,
Yeah, like everyone plays like this.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, everybody runs and guns, but when you throw in all the little tactics to running and gunning, it's
Yeah.
not just us running up and down the court. We have,
There's a science behind it.
Yeah. We're moving, we're sticking, and I just think that's a real
Yeah, because our first culture shock to that was last year's when we went to the tournament, and we played Southern Tennessee, I think, or something like that. And when we played them, we literally, I think we 30-pieced them, but we were running, and they were like half court telling our team like, "You guys run fast," and that was our first time seeing like, wow, our style of play is perfect for the championship, for the,
Yeah.
and you've adapted like. I don't think, like, when you told me McPherson plays half court, and I'm like, you sure? Because, like, why didn't they change that? I don't know.
I mean, coming from my high school, though, we were the same type of team that we are now. So
Okay.
I was already kind of used to it, but I had to just get myself back into that kind of role. But, it's been great playing with you guys. Like I said in the interview that I had, it's just surreal because sometimes I still can't even believe I'm here right now.
Yeah.
All my friends, my family back home support me. I'm the only one out here. Like, sometimes I just be like, man, I wish they could be out here, watch me play. But I will say, like, I'm not really as worried of them being here because, like, you guys are my family now. Like, after the games, like, I'm used to going up to my family and, like, giving them hugs and, like, them congratulating me. But now it's, like, us. Like, I'm all tuned in to us. Like, I go back to y'all. We go back, hang out in the room, chop it up, you know, everything. So, yeah, it's really been a nice ride being out here.
Yeah, and I think you just said, because you were saying how you would never go back to Kansas, and, like,
Never.
the whole season you're like, I never imagined playing basketball again. I felt like last year was my last year.
Yep.
And it's funny that the whole tournament is based around like where your family lived or that your family could drive to. So I'm like, man, what better way to like,
Right. It was just
tip your hats off.
Yeah, as soon as we watched the selection show, and I don't know, I just had a feeling. I'm like, man, I feel like we're going to be in Kansas, you know. And when it popped up on the screen, immediately I called my mom, like,
guess where I'm going?
You guys get to come to the game. And it was always said, like, if we make it to Kansas City, they were going to come. Like, it was already set in stone. And when it just finally happened, it was amazing. And the thing is, I've been to games at the Hartman Arena where we won. So me going back there and playing and finally winning, like, I feel like that was just God's plan for me, you know? Yeah.
Like that door closed, but like in the back of your mind. Yeah,
another one open for me. Yep.
How was it? How did your parents say that they liked you like in a new uniform? You know what I mean? Like they watched you for so long, and then like just one random year, it's like you're at Ottawa. So how was that to your parents? Like, did they talk about that, or?
I mean, at first they were.
Or what's your parents' name, first of all? So if they're listening, then you could be like, yeah, that's them.
Well, my dad's name is Clay. His real
Clay.
name, William.
Okay.
My mom's Tanya, and I have one brother. His name is Christopher. He has Down syndrome. Yeah, that's my guy. But them seeing me in the New Jersey, they were happy for me. You know,
they were cheering. Your parents cheered, man.
Yeah.
They were getting. I thought they were gonna storm the court. I was like, hey, chill.
Yeah, man. They were happy to see me winning. Happy to see me happy. You know, like, and that's just something I was happy to be able to give them that opportunity to come and watch something that was really meaningful. They've never been to a national tournament games.
Yep.
So for us to come and win the first game like how we won it, I was just, and on my mom's birthday, like it was.
It was your mom's birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, so that even makes it more special.
Yeah.
Which day? The one we won?
March 7th. Yep.
The buzzer beater day?
Yep. Yep.
Dang, Joe gave her a best Christmas present,
Yeah.
Christmas birthday present ever.
Yes, sir.
That's
So
crazy.
thank you to Joe, but
Yeah.
thank you to all my teammates.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that present was for me. Tell her. I hit that.
yeah, man. But they enjoy me being out here
Mm-hmm.
because it's something different for me. New opportunities. Like the first day I got down here, went to go get my hair cut,
Yeah.
and I was just asking the guy, like, what is there to do around here? Like, he was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. He was like, this is the place where you come to like stand on your own 2 feet. He was like, there's a lot of opportunities out here for you. And as soon as he said that, like, I just kind of like soaked it in, drove back to Ottawa, and I'm just like, wow, like let me really lock in and fulfill the opportunities that are for me, And so for me to actually fulfill those goals that I had, it's just crazy. Like I said, it's surreal.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really much that I can really say. It's just excitement. Mm-hmm.
It's been a long year for sure. And I remember you coming to the first open gyms, and I ain't gonna lie, I was afraid of you. Because I was like, bro, this guy is quick. Because I used to guard Jerry. But then,
quick.
yeah, Jerry's quick. But then when you started dribbling, I was like, because Jerry's got a little handle, you know? But then, like, you can, I wouldn't say keep Jerry in a box, but, like, you can kind of see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. But, someone like Key. But for you were dribbling, like, giving combos, and I was like, all right, I gotta go. Like, this is my time. This is my time. I gotta leave. Like, I'm gonna play off ball, or like just seeing that. So, like, tell me how the experience was, like, first getting here, because you kind of said it was hard transition. But how was the open gyms? Because I was kind of afraid. Like, if I was on your team, and I was like, dang, what's he gonna think of me? Because like I saw you as like an older person, But I was like, I'm just right there.
Yeah.
So now, like, how we're so close now, it's just funny to see like you probably don't remember that, but me seeing that, I was like, oh shoot, like you would tell me. I remember one time you were like, it was between games, you're waiting for the next game. And I was shooting, and you were like, bro, why don't you shoot the ball? But I never heard that. I was like, what do you mean shoot the ball? Like, I can shoot it? Yeah. Like, like everyone likes a compliment, So I was just like, oh, okay. So now hearing that and then seeing like how far you've come, how far we've come. So yeah, just I want to see how open gym was like here.
The first open gym that I played, I just got done driving 16 hours. And
is that the one your dad came?
Yeah.
Okay, your dad was in the stands.
Yeah, my dad was there. And I was nervous. I'm not going to lie. But the coaches haven't seen me play in person. You guys haven't seen me play. And my main goal was to not try to seem like I was all about me.
Yeah.
I want to seem like I was the team player. Like, I want everybody to know, like,
Yeah.
y'all can jail me. I'm not going to be taking every shot, ball hogging. But, I mean, open gym was hard for me. I'm not going to lie. Because, like I said, I was getting used to the style of play. The guys are way bigger out here than my other conference as well. And Key wasn't here yet, my first couple open gyms. So.
Well, that's a good thing, then. You don't got to worry about him.
Yeah, Key wasn't here yet, so I was kind of playing that. I feel like I was playing the kind of starting point guard role. Just trying to figure out my spots, figure out what everybody did. Just trying to kind of fill you guys out, and I'm pretty sure you guys are trying to fill me out too.
Yeah, but we were.
But as soon as I say about my fourth open gym, that's kind of when I started feeling a little bit more comfortable, kind of started learning, like, you guys want the quick pitch ahead, and so, like, after that, it kind of started becoming more easier for me. And then once I learned, like floppy, like, I mean, we were in open gyms, and y'all were calling floppy, and I'm like, I'm just looking
for
around.
Game point. It's like, bro.
I'm like, what do I do? I don't know what y'all talking about. But, yeah, it was probably 50-50. It was hard, but it was also kind of pretty smooth once I got the hang of it, yeah.
So you talk about McPherson and Ottawa. When you were a freshman, what advice would you give? What advice would you give your younger self if you were starting at McPherson? Like, you woke up, let's say you're about to go to bed tonight, right? You wake up and you're back in McPherson, day one. Like, what would you tell yourself? Like, what advice would you tell younger Joshua Rivers?
I would definitely tell myself to not take anything for granted. because anything can be gone just like that. And I will also tell my younger self to stay confident because I had a real big problem with confidence back then. Coming in from high school, I was real small, stepping up to the next level. Everybody's bigger, faster, better. And so, like me playing in the open gyms, I was kind of getting beat up a little bit. My confidence dropped. I wasn't starting, and I was used to starting. So I got to college, played on the freshman team, and my confidence just went all the way down. But another thing I would tell myself is to trust like God's plan, because back then I believed in God, but I really wasn't trusting. I wasn't trusting the process. I was being impatient, I would get mad, I would just lash out, and my coaches would put me into the office like, Josh, like, we brought you in here to be the leader. We brought you, like, you have a lot of growing up to do. Like, that's just simple as that. It's like, you have a lot of growing up to do. And it kind of hurt at first because I'm like, dang.
It was like an ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, like, I'm a freshman. Like, how do y'all expect me to already...
You just got done with high school.
Yeah, how do y'all expect me to already be the leader? I mean, like, it's just a different, like, nobody's going to want to listen to a freshman who's 5'9", 130 pounds. Like, nobody's just going to. But once I actually, soaked it in, I'm like, wow, like, if I actually have something to say, they will listen. And that's kind of what it was. Like, so my confidence started getting back up, and that's when everything started getting better for me.
So how was... through McPherson, what was like the struggles kind of that you went through that's different from now being way older as a grad athlete? Like, how was the struggles of like freshman year to senior year, and then almost like knowing that your game was done senior year, and then you were like, okay, I got another shot at this. It's almost like a door open. It was like, hey, there's one more shot. Like, did you expect that your senior year?
I honestly didn't expect to. I was really going to hang the shoes up. I mean, I knew I was going to go try to play overseas. I didn't know how much that was going to work. And, I was pretty much done with basketball. And I had the opportunity to go back to McPherson, but I was kind of ready to just, start my life. I was kind of tired of playing there, I would say. But, I mean, I loved it, but I was kind of tired. And so once that door opened for me, and I didn't even know I was going to, go through the door. I was just, it was there, and my dad's talking to me like, yeah, I mean, you have another year to play basketball. He was like, you might as well play until you can't no more, right? And I'm just like, yeah, I might as well go out here and at least give it a try. I was like, who's to say I could come back home if I wanted to, but, you never want to take the easy way out. My dad always told me, like, the grass isn't green on the other side, So I was just like, I'm going to give it a shot, and it worked out. Like, it's successful for me.
Wise Clay.
Yeah.
Wise Clay. So how was your parents big in the basketball world? Because I know you were telling me about your mom's not really into sports, but your dad was. So how was that with your parents, like through your college career?
My mom's not really into sports, but she sure was at every game for me. So, I mean, after bad games, after good games, it would kind of always be the same thing with her. Good job, baby, My dad, on the other hand, he would give me, the rough edge, like, you need to do this better. You need to do that.
No compliments, kind of.
Yeah, but my dad, I mean, that's just my dude right there. Like, he really got me through some tough times, because when I was ready to hang the shoes up, early in my year, like freshman, sophomore year, I wasn't producing like I thought I was. I was ready to go to another school or just hang my shoes up. He was just, always keeping in my ear, like, Josh, we're not a quitter, Just keep going, like, just trust God, keep praying, trust God. And I'm just like I'm trying, like, and then, I started trusting God, and then everything just fell into place for me. It wasn't complicated anymore. It was just kind of, falling in line.
I think that's huge, because I don't think I've ever told anyone, but do you know how Ottawa started their weight training program? Or like a weightlifting program?
No.
So they started like a team weightlifting with Coach Hearn. So I was very interested into that because like my whole junior year, I fell in love with like the off season workouts, you know, squatting so much. And I was like, I loved it. So then I found out that Hearn was coming back because he was there for the whole summer, but he was coming back to coach that team. And before the season started, I remember talking to Hearn. I was like, is there a spot? Because I was going to join and quit basketball last year. So my second year, I guess, my third year. And I didn't tell anyone, but I remember talking to her and like, yeah, I'm ready to make the change. Like, I don't really want to do basketball again. I never told anyone this, but I was like, I don't want to do basketball again. I'm done with it. Like, it kind of gets repetitive, like college sports, like film, practice, weights.
Same
and then
routine
next
every
day. Yep. School, film, practice, weights. Film, practice, weights. And then, you know, practice will change a bit, but it gets hard for someone that's in my position, like, to be like, okay, you don't see the court, like, you know.
Right.
But then you got to think past that. So I remember he said, okay, talk to Coach Keeley about it, and like he'll give you an answer. Right. So you said God's plan and everything, and I remember I was walking, you know, the stairs going up to the office.
Yep.
I was walking up, and by the time I got to the second flight of stairs, I said, I'm not gonna do it. So I never went to go talk to him about it. I don't even think Keeley knows. I never went to go talk to him about it, and I said, I'm gonna just put like I'm done. So I remember her asking me like, hey, like what happened? You should talk to Keeley, and I remember lying to him. I was like, oh yeah, I talked to Keeley, like yeah, and I never answered.
Right.
So then I stayed on the basketball team. I'm glad I did because like
Glad
everything,
you did too.
Yeah, everything that we did, everything that's had happened, like you know, like you just think about the whole season, like from open gym to like now, like now we're in Kansas City,
Missouri,
yeah. So it's just weird to see that because like I remember I was almost walking out there. I was gonna be like, hey, I'm done. I'm gonna join this, and it could have been a risk, but I was like, man, I'm glad I didn't because. Like your dad said, that if you have a chance to play basketball. Like,
and honestly, we wouldn't have been as successful as we were without everybody on the team. Because everybody brings a little piece, you know.
Yep, exactly.
From cheering, like that's people don't know, but that's a big thing, like for people that's on the court, because you never know like what somebody's thinking while they're on the court. Like they may mess up or something.
Yep.
And the head might go down. But hearing like, you good, Josh, you good, like come on, like that, you know, that picks you back
someone's up.
Yep. So I'm glad you didn't, because
I would have never met you.
And you wouldn't have met me. And, and I'm grateful for the friendship that we have, honestly, because
me too, man.
Because I mean, it's not a lot of people out here who keeps it real, you know, who keeps it real, but gives you like compliments, I should say, I guess. Yeah. Or supports you. Yeah, that's a better word for you. But yeah, man, everybody plays a part. And that's the thing I have to learn too. I mean, when I came here, you know. Yep. I mean, I'm used to playing the whole game. But when I don't get in, I bet you I make sure I'm cheering. Like I'm talking, I'm trying to
do whatever you can.
Yeah, doing whatever I can to help the team win, whatever. Yep.
And I think because our team is so special for the people who are on the bench that we don't sulk. Like no one's at the end. If you like look at our film, and if the game film was just on our bench is never heads down. Like the end of the bench, it's never heads down. It's never sulking. Like okay, someone like go get Josh. Okay, like your head might go down just for a second, but it's right back up. It's like okay, I believe the guy. Right. You know, that type of stuff. But like the end of the bench, that the people who don't play. I just feel like it's so great because if those players are the ones that are sulking and saying like we could eat like Eli, Ev, Zach, Hunter, we could easily be at the end of the bench and being, man, we could play, or like, or oh he made a turnover, or he missed that shot, I could hit that. Like if you easily do that, that takes a team down. Like I've seen it my first couple of years, and it's just like, geez, like that's why I took it. I was like, I don't want to be that person. And then a second reason I didn't want to do that is because like whatever. So, like, someone like you, how do I put this? Someone on our JV squad wants to is working so hard to just suit up and be on the bench. Right. So then people don't realize that. And then there's people in high school who are trying so bad or trying so hard to be on our JV squad, and then it just trickles down. But, like, if it goes higher, there's people that get a little bit of minutes and want those person's minutes. And then, like, a starter now wants 30 minutes a game. Yep. And now that 30-person minute wants to play the full. Like, you're never going to be satisfied with what you have.
I feel like you should. I mean, I feel like you should never be satisfied. Really, you know. it should always be somebody that's, you know, trying to take your spot.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, even if you don't take that person's spot, you still need to support them, because at the end of the day, that person can open a door for you. You never know. That might be an opportunity for you, you know? They could probably mentor you.
Yep.
And, I mean, yeah.
Yep. That's why I try to give so many compliments during, like, I be telling you, like, no one could really guard Joshua Rivers.
Yeah,
like,
I love when you say that.
Yeah, and then I'm literally saying that, like, I'm speaking from heart because I have to guard you. And I'm literally, like, the way I guard you, if I didn't know the plays, I'm done for. Because, like, okay, Floppy, I know you're going to catch it. I know I can block this side because I know you're not going to go one-on-one on me.
Right.
But if it did, like, you know, I'm screwed. Like, if I have to guard Key, like, it's just, like, you guys are so well-oriented to be like, okay. So I just think that's, I don't know, I just think it's special. Our team is special, of course.
And I'll say how you said, like, you guys are never the ones to, you know, put your heads down. You know, say, I mean, I should be playing.
Yeah.
I say that's one big difference from McPherson and Ottawa, because we were always butting heads. Like, no matter if we win, if we lose, we're butting heads. Like, because it was always that one person, maybe just one, maybe two, but I should be playing. Like, we would beat somebody by 50. Like, man, I should be playing. Like,
yeah.
And that's just that, like, I don't know, it's the attitude I don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the time, like, I'm kind of a quiet person, so I'm never really going to, like, call you out on your stuff. Like, man, you shouldn't be acting like that. Like, why are you acting like that? Because, I mean, I've also been in that person's shoes.
Yep.
And I've also acted the way they have. So, I mean, I feel like you can say something to them, but it's kind of on them to, like, actually be like, okay, like, I can't be doing that. Like, you can't
sulk. Don't.
Yeah. I feel like you can't tell another man, like, what to do. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, he's going to make up his own decision, you know? So, yeah, that was one. I say that's a big difference from McPherson and Ottawa. Like, we all get along, you know? We may butt heads, but we're right back here. Like, I mean, and that's kind of, teams do that, you know? They butt heads.
You're supposed to. I mean, I think it's like our 60th practice, or what was it? Our 90th practice? Something like that. And it's like you're playing against someone so long. Like, of course, I'm going to get mad or something. Like, you know? Like, of course, someone's going to headbutt. But then it's up to the person to be like, can I get past this?
Right.
You know, because every time we fight in practice or a little fight, it's usually by the time we get to lunch, by the time we're at Chipotle, it's like everyone's like joking around, like nothing even matters. Yeah.
Yep.
So I just like that we think it's just about, at the end of the day, it's just a basketball game. And like, we're just trying to win. And like, I feel like if we're like that and because you'll see other teams be headbutting and they just won't get past it.
Right.
And that's when our time is just like, usually it's right when we are about to go up like 20. Like right after someone butts heads on the other team, I always feel like we just blow them out because it's just, we exploit them. It's like a chess. Like we finally checkmate.
We pick out that
one dude. We try to get on one dude's head. And he's gone.
And we go for him.
Yeah.
We attack. But yeah, man. It's just surreal, bro. Like, I'm just happy.
Yeah.
Like,
just life in general.
I feel like this is this is the best team that I have played on.
Best team?
Yeah. I mean, I've had some good
this is my
teams.
best team, because Eli's nodding his head in the back. But yeah.
I had some good teams, but this team, like, we're good. People are funny, you know, we can joke around like you said. But we take care of business, you know? Like,
it's like right when between those lines, it's like game time, and then right after we'll be in halftime, like joking around. You know, like, why'd you miss that shot? Like, but you'll take it. You won't be like, what'd you say? Like, you know, but we'll just love that about us is that we're not too, I don't know what to call it. Like, if someone calls me out, it's not like,
we're just not too serious. Like,
we're flowing.
Yeah, we flow.
We're flowing.
Fight and flow, baby. Fight and flow, man. But yeah, bro. I got a question for you, actually.
Oh my God. Who else did this, bro? Okay, let's see. A Metamorphosis with Joshua Rivers. Go ahead. Let's hear the question.
How did you get to Ottawa?
Oh, okay. I got a good story. Okay, so I wasn't recruited by anyone. And I went to, I wouldn't say it's a small school because, I mean, everyone in Arizona knows it. But it was called St. Mary's Catholic Arizona. And I thought I was good enough to like play college and all that, like anyone else would.
Right.
So then when I got to Ottawa, I was like, dang, there's actually really some athletes out here, like, you know, because you grow up in like your own little division, and it's like, okay, like you can see. And I was always known as like the shooter, you know. But I used to think like after I know high school, my game was gonna translate from like the parks, from Lifetime, because when I go to those things, it was like free flowing, like playing like I was Steph, yeah. But like you're not gonna see me come off screens in the game, like that's not gonna happen in real life. So then my junior year, I shot it really well, I would say. I think I hit one. I was a junior, and I finally started after like the halfway mark or something like that. And I was always good in like the tournaments, like in Cali and stuff.
Right.
I used to hate home games. I don't know why. I think it was like a pressure because my whole family.
Yeah.
So a lot of my family members went to my high school. I was like a third generation going.
That's crazy.
So like I had like some of my tios were in the same class as Channing Frye.
That's nice.
You know Jared Bayless.
Yep.
Some of they knew him. So then my coaches coached those. My coach's dad coached those guys. So it was like a history. Like everybody knows each other. It's gonna be like Ottawa, I think, in the future. Yeah. So you know, seeing all the people in the stands, like Jared Bayless would come to a game. Like, you know, you're trying to show out, but then at the end of the day, it's like hard to be like a team player because you're like an NBA player. Right? Like, I could get offered to, you know, the Bucks. Like, you know, like that's not gonna happen. But every kid thinks like that.
Real quick.
Yeah. Like the biggest thought I used to have is if I go off on this guy, like a school like Perry or something, I'm gonna make it. Like I'm gonna get an offer. But that never happens because like colleges don't care how much you score. Colleges don't care. They care if you shoot and all that. But at the end of the day, can you guard? Can you do that? And that's something that I couldn't. So going to my senior year, I had like the yips, and that's called like a shooting slump. Almost, it's what they call baseball players going through a slump. Okay. And I could kind of shoot it and all that. It was getting to my head because I wanted to play college basketball. So that's the whole reason why I teach. Like I tell you guys, like meditation, breathing, because that's what I wish I had when I was in high school. So I knew how much it affected me. So then by the time I was a sophomore in college, it helped me to realize like, I wish I knew this. Like I'm so mad at myself that I didn't put the time to put myself in, because at St. Mary's, it was an hour drive to my school and it was on the freeway. So it was traffic. Right. So I would have to wake up at 6 a.m. to go to an 8 a.m. class all day and then practice at 3. And I wouldn't get home till like 7 because of traffic. So like 3 to 5. Yeah. All day. Homework was horrible, like, because it was a private school. So all that was like stressful. And I wish I knew meditation. I wish I knew all the breathing techniques I know now, because I would have been. But see, that's the thing, is like God does those things to like put you where you are. Because now I'm able to teach you guys. I'm able to teach, you know, Colt's having a bad shooting night or a good shooting night. Breathe, man. Like, it's only a game.
Made you who you are.
Yeah. So I started, the season ended. We lost to Deer Valley, where ACU kids went. Those cats went. And it was after that game, and I was like, this is over. Like, I'm done. So it's funny because I emailed Coach Keeley. Like, everyone remembers talking to Coach Hepker, but I was talking to Coach Keeley because I thought Coach Keeley was the assistant coach, and I thought Coach Hepker was the head coach. So I was like, I'm going to try to talk to the assistant, but the whole time it was the head coach. So I was like, hey, Keeley, like, I see that you guys is growing a basketball team. And I was like, NAIA. I was like, I could play here. Like, that's how I thought of it, because the team was so bad, like, coming in. So I was like, oh, I could change this game. Like, that's how I thought. So I remember going to an open gym. Keeley was like, open gyms like Thursdays, like, you know, at 2. It was at a high school. And it's funny because I live down the street from that high school now. So I used to drive, or my brother would drop me off my senior year, because I got my license late, because I didn't want to drive through traffic. So, yeah, so then Day was actually at the open gym, and Keeley put me on a team with everybody, and it was like Day as my center. But I remember Day, I think at like a Lifetime, and Day was like, man, this kid could shoot. Like, and I was like, you know me? Like, okay. yeah. So Day was setting hard screens, like down screens, and like, it's the best I ever shot at this. And I don't know if Eli was there. I don't think Eli was there, because he's not inside. But I remember I had the best shooting night of my life, and then Keeley, like, coming up to me was like, what's your name again? Like, so then we started talking, and then he was like, okay, we might have something, or, you know, like a scholarship. And I was like, oh my God, like, are you serious? Because me hearing that, like, he probably is like, we give so many scholarships out, we give so many things out. But then me, I'm like, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, are you serious? Like, it's like it was a dream for me. Yeah. So the second time I went, like, I remember going to all those open gyms, and I was so good at shooting. Like, because because in my whole senior year I was off, and I felt like I was a junior again at high school, and I was like nothing but net every time, like shooting it perfect, and I was like that. But I went to Lifetime one day and I tore my meniscus. So I tried to split through 2 defenders, and I remember like my leg getting caught between them, and it like buckled.
Yeah.
And it just swelled up right away, and I was like, damn, like I'm done. Like I thought it was an ACL. Like I hear about this. So I had to call Keely. I was like, hey, I did something to my leg, and then he was like, okay, we'll figure it out. So like basically after that I was like, oh man, I'm like, it was like I should have like trust the process kind of thing.
Right.
So I like laid back, you know, I tried to go to the trainer's room. I didn't like the trainers my freshman year, so I would go to my own. So yeah, that's how basically I found it, was through open gyms. I would go and I was like hooping, and yeah, Keely might have another like
You showed up and showed out.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like just like you did with the open gyms, like because you were already here, but now you just had to show that you were who you are on the videos, like, you know. Yeah. But I had to like, oh, like this is, because I just thought of it like I'm just coming to play, like, because I thought it was just an assistant coach watching us. I was like, no worries, like.
Maybe that's why you
that's the thing, because that's the thing that I was learning, was like just let the game flow. So now that's why when I shoot, like if I miss, I miss. If I make it, I make it. Like no high, no lows. Like I'm still Zachary Aird at the end of the day, and that's the thing that I take home with me, is like I just wished I knew that my senior year, because when I would miss, I would get hot headed, and I'd be like, I'm done. Like I can't. He's gonna sub me out. Am I gonna start next game? Like that's how I used to think. Like I missed 3 threes. I'm not gonna start next game.
Right.
Because we had some good athletes on our team. Yeah, we had some good athletes on our team in high school. I'm talking about high school, not Eli's like, and in college we have some. Yeah. So basically that's how, because it was at the Willow Canyon things, and then like the meniscus whole thing, like kind of like shut it down because I didn't really take care of it.
Have you ever thought about like going to a different school, or like what?
So, I think that's one of the things, is like, I don't know, like I just never, I think because on Twitter I used to always see how bad, like, how do you say it? I just used to see like the stigma behind like leaving a team, leaving something.
Unloyal.
Yeah, because I remember emailing like once, it was like St. Olaf, a D3. And I was like, hey, like, you know, but that would have been a whole different Zachary Aird if I would have went there. Do you remember Benedictine?
Yeah.
We played?
Yeah.
The head coach there was an assistant while I was getting recruited there. And I was going to go there. But since Ottawa had so much to offer, a new gym, a whole facility, they're not going to be at the high school. But Benedictine had a shared gym still. They're in the middle of Gilbert, Mesa.
Yeah.
So I picked Ottawa. And because my mom made me like write a list down, like the pros and cons of both colleges. And of course, I went to Ottawa.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was Benedictine or Ottawa, and I was like, I'm gonna choose Ottawa. And then now look at us. It's like,
it's crazy. The reason why I asked you if you ever thought about leaving is because I'm glad I stayed loyal to my school, like, because that's big in the coach's eyes. Like, some people. And other coaches who are wanting to recruit you too. Like, you go to school for 1 year, you leave, go to another school, and you're just like bouncing around. Like,
you've been to 6 schools in 4 years? Like, huh? Where you go?
Like, how am I going to trust you, you know? And so that's one thing that I'm actually very proud of myself for, you know, staying with the team, even though I had some lows, some highs, some lows again.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it really made me to be the person I am today. And to come here, like, Keely knows, like, I'm gonna be loyal. Like, I'm gonna
here
listen
to
to
stay.
you. Yeah, I'm here to stay. I'm not leaving. I'm gonna be coachable. All that, you know. Yeah,
because I easily could have like left. I easily could have like went to ASU, finished my degree, and all that. But I really just stuck it out, and I was like, you know what? I could get my degree. But I like that you asked, because it was like my sophomore to junior year, or junior to sophomore to junior. And like you said, God plans things accordingly. And Coach Hodge actually told me a story, or not a story, but how he became the head department for NAU's strength and conditioning. And it was because I think someone had left the school. The head coach, it's like if Hodge just randomly left. So the people went in there and was like, who's the head coach now? Like, and they all pointed to Coach Hodge. And he's like, okay, I'll take the crown, basically. So then he told me like they just loved Coach Hodge because he worked hard, he was listening. He was like a young person who like knew what he wanted, knew what he was doing. So me being a sophomore, I remember no one was in the weight room that week because they went to Pima, like the summer guys. They went to Pima to help with Keely with the basketball camp.
Okay.
And so it was just me, and I easily could have been like, oh, I'm not going to weights, or yeah, I actually went with Keely, but I didn't. So then Coach Hodge just told me, like, hey, are you an exercise science degree? Hey, I like how you're willing to put in work. And he was like, do you want to come in the mornings and intern with me? And I was like, I'll take it. So then now we've built that relationship, and now he's offered me the GA spot for the next year. But like you said, God's plan is always, because if I would have left, I would have never found that. Or
Exactly.
So that's why I'm so blessed to, like, that's what I'm saying. I easily could have left, but I stuck it out, and I was like, I know I'm not going to play. I know I'm never going to see the court, but I love the dudes. I love putting work in. I love, like, the team. I love, like, being with people. So I was like, it's special. Like, but then that's the thing, is I had to come to realize, like, there's people that don't play ever, and I can't, like, be sulking. There's, like, if I go to the other teams in this hotel, there's, like, probably 20 of us that don't play at all, and I'm like, I'll take it. Like, I'm not the only one going through it. So then that's one of the reasons why I started the podcast. Like, you can get over it, like, us talking about this. So, yeah, doors opened up for me because I stuck with it. So,
yeah, I'll say God, he knows what's going to happen before we even, before we even know. So, I mean, that's why I say you need to trust him, because, I mean, I'm a walking testimony of it, So that's why I always try to tell people, just ride it out, man. Just stick it out, because you never know. You never know what could happen, because, you're about to be a GA,
Yeah.
And that's a future for you. At the end of the day, the ball's going to stop bouncing someday.
Yeah,
So
the ball's gonna stop. My high school coach actually told me that. My assistant, he says or no one's gonna make you stop dribbling. You're gonna make yourself stop dribbling one day. And I was like, man, so now that you said that, good quote. Like, yeah, you took that from him. Nah, but yeah, it's like, I don't know. That's a
real quote, man. And some people learn it the hard way. Some things end early for a lot of people. I mean, I have friends, get injured. The balls just stop bouncing. They can't do anymore. Their body can't take it, and it's hard for them, because that's all they knew. That's all they know is basketball. But that's why I try to get into different hobbies outside of basketball, because, like I said, I know the ball's gonna stop bouncing. I want to find something else that I'm going to be very comfortable in, that I like doing, that I'm having fun with just as much as basketball. And that's what I found in digital media. So that's why I kind of got into that digital media side.
How is that? Like, let's get into that. Because you told me, because I remember I was like, yeah, editing is hard. Like, I'm still getting used to it. And I was like, man, like, if I had the money and I had all that, and you told me right away, like, oh, I edit videos, I would have just, like, I would have been like, Josh, you're my right-hand man. Because, like, why would I be working on it if I have someone that's good at, what I'm talking about? So, like, what kind of, like, what are you trying to do when you're done, basically?
So when I'm done,
I know there's still overseas.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, ultimately, I want to have my own business of like creating logos, making websites, like coding websites. Photography, videos, like all that type of stuff. And my freshman year, I was a business major. I quickly learned that I did not like business. I mean, I had an 8 a.m. class. I would go in there, talk, I doze off, and I'm like, this not it.
Yeah. Like, you weren't enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't lock into this. Like, so my friend in digital media, he's like, yeah, bro, we on computers all day. And I'm like,
what you on?
I'm like, y'all having fun?
So, this is college.
Yeah, I went over there, and they're just designing logos. And the professor, which was my advisor.
Oh.
Yeah, he was my advisor, and he really just, he locked in with me. Like, me and him are like this. Like, I used to stay after class, everybody leave. Like, I'm having fun. I'm over here at class, and I'm just still clicking. Like, I mean, it's just fun to me. And so once I got into that, I mean, my cousin had told me, like, he was like, if I could just pay somebody, like, kind of like you said, just pay somebody to do this. And I'm like, okay.
Yep.
Like, and that's kind of what made me want to, I was like, I could do that. Like, that's something that I could probably get into. It's probably gonna take me some time, but like once I get it down, like yeah, and I can help a lot of people out because that's a lot of things is pretty much everything is evolved like around digital media.
Mm-hmm. Everything. Everything you see is a part of editing.
Yeah.
If
literally.
anything. Yep.
Yeah. So just knowing that, I'm like, like I could be a designer for Nike one day. You never know. Like, so I always kept that in the back of my head. Like, I could end up big time one day.
And you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah. Speaking it to exist.
Yep. It's such a broad, I mean, not a broad, but it's like becoming bigger now because like everyone's on social media.
Yeah.
Everyone sees logos. They're gonna, if you put if you put like Under Armour, Adidas, Nike, and you do like 3 edits for each one, the best edit is the one that's gonna be appealing. You want to buy those shoes, like those kind of like, like the logo, like logos itself. Like when you see the Nike swoosh, everyone thinks of Nike.
Yeah.
Like it's just, I don't know, it's crazy. But like editing is fun because I'm barely learning that like short videos or our attention spans can't last longer than like 7 seconds.
Yeah.
So if you're on a TikTok, if they don't catch you with the first 3 seconds, swipe.
And that's what I always say when I'm watching movies and it doesn't like just catch my attention.
Yeah, the hook.
I'm automatically on my phone.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. See.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the movies that I'm just like, oh wow, like I'm tuned in, phone down. Probably won't even pick up my phone until the movie's over. Like yeah. So I mean, just knowing that, like, you need to be able to catch somebody's attention very quickly, and make sure you keep it. You can't just you can't catch their attention and just kind of
doze it off.
Like you got to keep them engaged the whole time. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I learned that because we made like a movie trailer.
Okay.
And, we made.
I'm gonna have to look at it.
yeah, I'll show you. We made a movie trailer and it was hard. I'm not gonna lie at
Yeah,
first because I was trying to figure out like what can I do to like grab people's attention. Like how can I start this off? And so I started off with a Wakanda.
The sound.
Yeah,
like the doop doop doop. Yeah, like that one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty dope.
And so I didn't know how it was gonna be when it turned out, but once it was all done and finished, and I'm watching everybody looking at my video, and they're just like. I'm like, wow, I did that.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to do it again,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Have you started anything recently? Like, have you been, like, editing stuff and you're just, like, put it in the drafts? Or?
Yeah. I have a desktop back in Ottawa. Sometimes I may click here and there, but mostly I just do logos now. Not really, like, coding any website because
that takes a lot of time. Coding is a lot.
Yeah. You mess up one little dot, it's over with. But yeah, mostly just like logos for like my friends who have like clothing lines and stuff like that. So I hit them up like, let me mess around with this real quick to see if you like it or not, and send it to them. If they don't like it, cool. I'll try something else. I'm never really
picky or
I'm not gonna get mad.
Why'd you hate it?
I'm not gonna get mad if you don't like it.
Yeah,
I mean it's your brand. But yeah, so just. Get into digital media, like that's just another hobby that I'm really good at. I feel like, and that I'm going to continue to get better at. So it just makes it even better,
What kind of platforms are you using?
AI.
Oh, you're using
Adobe.
AI?
Yeah.
Oh, Adobe.
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't that the one you gotta buy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was gonna edit on that. I was like, man, I think it was like $20.
Yeah.
Or something, 10, 15.
Yeah, for the membership.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, because I use Canva, and Canva gets it done. It's just like, I bought the pro version of Canva, and I was like, I love it, but it's like, there's so much stuff you can do on Adobe,
and it points out a lot of things.
It
like
makes color grading.
It makes it a lot easier for you. And I fell in love with Adobe. I used to use Canvas too, but back in McPherson, we all used to use Adobe, and we didn't have to pay for it. So I mean, just messing around. Like at first, I didn't know any of the buttons. I'm just like, what is all this stuff? You got the clicking around. I'm like, oh okay, like, it's cool.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't like that. Go back. Yeah. So, Adobe for sure.
Yeah.
I'll say that's the route to go.
Yeah, I used to like or editing like the videos and how hard it was like the first week, like doing this podcast or like taking snippets of it and doing it as reels and like formatting it, color grading it, putting captions, like all that was hard the first week. And I was like, how am I going to do this? And then literally I clicked, and like now it's like I could do it on the plane, or I could do it on the way, you know, to the games. And I'm like, okay, it's easy now. But then I don't want to get too stagnant of like getting so good at it. I want to be like, now I could add a dynamic caption. I could add a picture to get the you know, if you're sliding now, if we're talking about TikTok, TikTok picture is going to pop up.
Right.
Like stuff like that that I enjoy. It's like it's getting easier.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely feel you about that. So another question for you.
Oh, another question. Okay.
If you could change your major now, what would you change it to?
Maybe psychology, sports psychology.
Why sports psychology?
I think I enjoy it more than I would exercise science, because exercise science was more about the body. But sports psychology would have been more on the brain. And it's something I'm so interested in.
Yeah.
Like,
you could tell, too.
Yeah. Like, if we talk about flow, like, you know how the coaches say flow? You know what Coach Brett brings into the table?
Yeah.
When he came last year, everything that I researched, he just reminded it all. Like, I knew it all. So I was like, yes, like, there's someone in the world that knows what I'm talking about.
Right.
Like meditation. Like, as an athlete, you need meditation. If you're not meditating, get on the game now. Like, I'm talking to whoever's listening, get on meditation now, because it's important. And it's not important for you, but it's important for people around you. And it changes your brain, and it changes the wire. Like, see, I'm already talking about it. But stuff like that, like, I just love different type of breathing techniques, and how I was telling Coach Brett today how I almost passed out doing one of them. But during the video while I'm watching the breathing technique, the yoga instructors were like, okay, you're going to pass out. I mean, like, you're about to pass out, but you're not. And I was like, oh, my God, like, how do they know that? And then, like, my fingers were tingling, and then, boom, it went away, and you're controlling your system. But it's like, before a big shot, a timeout, get, like, 3 breaths in. You know, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out, 4 second hold. Like, things like that puts you ahead of the game, because the other timeout is like frantically, like, but now we're all poised. Like, if I had to coach my own team, we're doing meditation, because that's what like Phil Jackson did. So I like loved it.
Yeah.
So sports psychology would be the major I switch it to.
And that's crazy now you say that, because I remember one time I had just came out the game, and I was gassed. I was breathing hard, and I sat next to Coach Brett, and he just like, in through your nose, out through your mouth. He was like, just take some couple seconds. You know,
okay, Coach Brett. Yeah.
Everybody says like in through your nose, out through your mouth. But you know, in the heat of the moment, I really wasn't thinking about in through my nose, out through my mouth. So
that's the thing. See, that's the thing that I want to teach athletes is like, you know, 3 turnovers. Okay, that's bad. You get out the game, and you're constantly thinking about that. But just like, it's over. Like, that's what I try to like tell you guys. Like, you made that mistake. Everybody saw the mistake. It's over. No one remembers it. No one's going to talk about it. No one's going to remember it. Like, Joe's shot, I'm pretty sure no one's congratulating him now. And it's been 3 days. And it's like after. Like, you know, he's going to get some congratulations. But that first day, everyone's going to talk about it. Then after,
it's going to die down.
It's going to die down. Get to work. And if it does that to a game-winning shot for the next round, no one's going to think of your missed layup. No one's going to think of your missed shot. Stuff like that. So that's what I had to come to realize is like, everyone in the stands doesn't care. The coaching staff doesn't care. But, like, come back to yourself and now help the team for the next play. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, that's the big thing of, like, breathing. And then one thing I would change is breathe in through your nose and breathe in out through your nose sometimes. Like be like a nose breather. Yeah. That's crazy.
I always catch myself breathing through my mouth.
Yeah.
And sometimes it be hard. I feel like it's hard to breathe through my nose and then out through my nose.
It is. If I hear someone like breathing in through their mouth, I'll like look at them like, dang, he's a mouth breather. Yeah, I'll be like, he's a mouth breather. Because typically athletes aren't mouth breathers. And then if you are, you're out the game. Like, you're not out the game. You're just a step behind everyone. You know, because if you're a nose breather, you're advanced. And now it's very...
You're able to control your breathing, breathing through your nose.
Yeah, because there were some breathing techniques where I was like, I could make myself sweat. I could make myself cold. Yeah, it was like controlling my body. But now, like, when we go on all these trips, it's an excuse. But it's really hard to, like, you know, all right, Joe, I'm going to sit in this corner and meditate, like, you know. But, like, when I was in my room, like, dark room. I put meditation music on, and I'm gone. Like, I remember I feel like I got high one time during a meditation, and it was weird. I've never gotten high.
Yeah.
But, like, I was just, like I was gone. I was in a flow. Like, I forgot I was in my room. I forgot what I was doing, and you're just there. It's almost like if you go off in a game. Like, you know how the moves are just coming naturally. Your hands are coming naturally on the ball. Your shot feels effortless. The rim feels so big. That is your flow, and that's what you want to stay longer. But it's hard for athletes to get into that because it dies down so fast.
Yeah. So, I want to ask.
Oh, another question.
Yeah, questions coming today.
Yeah. Josh is like the first one to ask me questions. I like it.
What was your favorite moment of this year on the basketball team?
Of this year? I would say the game-winning shot, of course. But it's because, like, okay, my season could have ended. Right. A lot of ours could. I think 8 of us. Yeah. We could have ended. And then I'm like, dang, it's over. Because at that moment, I was like, we're done. Like, I was literally done. I was like, because I was thinking of myself, like, dang, hit that shot, the turnover. And I was like, we're done. This season's over. Like, it was nice knowing you, Eli. I'll see you in the weight room. Like that kind of stuff. And then when Joe hit that, I was like, dude. I remember telling my parents, I cussed on and I said, holy shnikes. If there's a God, he's in Kansas. That's what I told them.
Right now.
Yeah. I said, if there's a God, he's in Kansas right now in this gym. And I'm like, not to put like God with sports, but like we're so blessed, and our fans weren't talking like how their fans were. Yeah. We were poised, and it's just like no one after the game was like, bye team, you know.
Exactly.
Like we stayed true to ourselves. We treat it like a business, and I was like, that's my favorite part. And then I think another favorite part, I'm trying to think of like when I like something so simple. I don't know. Like if we're at a restaurant like IHOP, and I say a joke and everyone laughs, man, I just like my heart smiles. I'm like, oh, I'm the funniest guy in the room. Like that's how I feel, and I just try to like get everyone happy. I try to, you know, lighten the spirit. Like we're here to play basketball.
You always make me laugh.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. My mom's gonna be like, you don't make anyone laugh, and I'm like, nah. I'm the funniest person you know, Mom. Yeah. So thank you for giving me that compliment.
Of course.
We have like 57. We have like 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, let me tell you my favorite.
Your favorite story?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let me hear.
I believe we had just lost. I don't remember who to.
At home or away?
I don't remember, but I just remember the next day, us coming into the locker room and having that sit down, Coach Brett. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that's something that I was very like new to, and I didn't. I was uncomfortable, honestly, because, you know, he said, some of y'all are going to, you know.
Yeah, he came for everyone's throats.
Yeah, he was like, I'm finna call out every single one of y'all. Like,
yeah. And I was thinking, like, hey, he ain't going to call me out. And he still did. I was like, what you mean? Like, what you mean I'm not funny? Yeah.
Yeah, so when he started calling everybody out, I mean, I know it hurt some people, but I feel like that really, really, really helped us.
It changed.
Yeah, because you know how Coach Brett said, like, he gave himself up, you know? And I could see myself, like, that's the position. Like, I was like, you know what? You know, I'm going to give myself up, you know, and just put my all into the team. Like, no matter what I'm doing, like, if I got to get him the ball, play defense, you know, that's what I'm going to do, you know? And I feel like that really brought us together. I mean, I think we lost. We probably lost like one more game after that, or something like that.
I think it was like 2. I don't think it was 1.
Yeah,
I think it was
1 or 2, something like that. But we were still here. Like,
yeah,
everybody was. You know, we stayed our course. You know, and I feel like that was probably one of my best moments.
I forgot about that. That definitely changed the course of our season. And like he told us all what to do, and I think my main one was like, I got to be better at like in practice, like being on the scout team and like giving you looks. So that's why I'd be talking to you during the thing, like, come off this screen. Like, I'm literally like talking to you, but I'm still like playing defense like as hard as I can. But like through the times I can breathe, I'm like, Josh, go baseline. Like,
I remember
so now that helps, and I'll see it. Like if I'm guarding Cole or someone, I'm like, shoot it. Like, or I'll be like, go baseline. And then when we played Hope, when you went baseline, everything opened up, and I'm like, I already know you know how to play,
Mhm.
but I'm just there to remind you.
Yeah.
Like, we're there, me, like the scout team, we're there just to remind you of what you already know. So, and you need to hear that, because I know when you get in the game, like if I get in the game for like those 2 minutes, I forget how to play basketball. Like, not forget how to play basketball, but I'm just like,
You're just out,
it's
you feel like
lost.
you're just out
Yeah,
there,
like you
know?
can't get a breather.
Mhm.
So then, I try to remind you guys, like, hey, do this, like the little things, 2
Mhm.
feet, get to the paint, or
Yeah.
your pause dribbles. I'd be telling you, like, okay, like I'd be pushing you,
Mhm.
like put me in prison,
Right.
and then hit Joe. Like,
Mhm.
it's a free game.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So that's what I had to. So that's why I'm like being better at my cuts. Like, I'm setting those hard screens. I'm, ghosting screens. Like, be precise, because now when it comes game time, like tomorrow morning at a shoot around, it's gonna flow naturally in the game. Like, you've already seen
Mhm.
what I'm doing as the person. So
Right.
I think it's like helped us. It's basically helped us, because last year our scout team was kind of iffy, because we were trying to be like, no, I'm on the court right now, I'm playing
Mhm.
the red team. But now it's like, okay,
Mhm.
I know
Let's
what to
get these
do.
guys better.
Yeah, let's be level awareness. We're not playing.
Mhm.
Let's get these guys good. Let's
Yeah.
make them straight. Do we want to survive? Basically, survive in advance.
Exactly, and that's exactly what we're doing right now.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's because everybody that had a
Mhm.
part to play.
Everybody, trainers, the strength coaches, us.
Yeah, man, everybody. Shout out to all y'all that helped us along
Yeah.
this way. For real, we really do appreciate that.
Everybody, everybody, and then seeing like family and stuff, like even the family, man, because they be supporting us, or I get to go home. Like, I'm lucky enough to go home and be like, Mom, this happened today, or
Mhm.
me and Josh were talking in the locker room, or Joe said this, he missed
Right.
y'all, like stuff like that. Like, I wish y'all got to do that with your family, but like
Yeah.
now that I don't have my family here, like, okay, it still saddens me, but like seeing you guys with your family, I'm like, man, I'm lucky enough to like be with it every day. You guys are like, I'm enjoying it through your guys' eyes. Like, you guys
Yeah.
get to play in front of your parents, and I'm like, it's special, man. Like, basketball takes us all around the world, and
All around the
yeah,
world.
I feel like we constantly like put that in our heads. Like, we're fine, we're good.
And it's crazy. Like, you don't really recognize how many friendships you done created
Yeah.
throughout basketball.
Yeah,
And like,
like so many. I think of it like a web. Like, now that I know you, I might know someone in the future that knows you.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I know Josh.
Mhm.
I played with him. He was a teammate.
Yeah.
And then like now someone might know me. Like, if you stay in Arizona, someone might know
Mhm.
me.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. The networking is amazing, and it's been an experience.
A great experience.
So yeah, you got any 30 seconds? You got something last to say?
I would like to say
30 seconds or 29 seconds now.
thank you to God.
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. It sounds like an interview.
Thank you to my parents, of course,
yep.
for always being there for me. My brother.
Mm-hmm. Christopher.
Yeah,
Christopher.
love that dude,
Yeah.
man. And my teammates, finally, y'all helped me get out a dark place for real.
Yep.
And for that, like, I'm forever truly grateful and loyal
Mhm.
to y'all, man. For real.
Mhm.
For real.
Yeah. Thank you, Josh, for being on the pod. And hopefully when this pod gets posted, we have a national championship win. Hopefully. I'm saying that as if I'm 95% sure we will have a red banner coming back to the school.
Let's get it done.
When this is posted. So if you made it this far, thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this podcast with my teammate Josh Rivers and I episode, Zachary Aird. Follow this podcast's Instagram at YouTube, Zachary's_Metamorphosis, where the E is a 3 and the 2 O's are zeros. Thank you for listening, and remember to always come back to the breath.